iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, there was a big trade yesterday in Major League Baseball, and there was a signing today, so I want to talk about a couple of these things. Firstly, there was a three-way trade between the Yankees, the Diamondbacks, and the Tampa Bay Rays. So here's what happened. The Diamondbacks get Steven Souza from the Rays. Souza's their best hitter, all right? That's a little bit of an issue. The Yankees get Brandon Drury from the Diamondbacks, and the Rays get Anthony Banda from the Diamondbacks, and they get this guy Nick Solak from the Yankees. Look, here's the problem. First of all, I'm happy for the Diamondbacks. I think Sosa's a very good player. Going to play in left field. You got Pollock, you got Peralta, and then you have Jared Dyson there to be, do whatever he needs to do, right? He'll be the fourth outfielder. I have no problem with that. I think the Yankees make out in this deal because Brandon Drury will slide right in at second base. Boom, we're good. Okay? Drury is a nice, solid player. But what about the Rays? I mean, seriously. I know Anthony Banda is not a bad pitcher. I get that. But was he really that good? In Reno last year, he had an ERA of 5.39 and a whip of 1.44. Maybe he's a guy who could be at the back end of a rotation. And let's talk about that other guy, Nick Solak. Look, he played well in Double-A, but is he a star? I don't know. I just don't see it if I'm the Rays. So I give up Sosa for Solak and Banda. Really? Is that what I'm doing here? I just don't. If I'm a Rays fan, and by the way, I don't live far from the Rays, I want my team to compete. You've gotten rid of Corey Dickerson. You've gotten rid of Sousa. The outfield is Denard Span, Kevin Kiermaier, and Malik Smith. Really? Now look, I like Malik Smith and Span more as much as the next guy. I love Kiermaier, but where's the power? Who's going to hit a home run in that lineup? Malik Smith is going to hit 3. Span's going to hit 5. Kiermaier's going to hit 15. I don't even know if you're going to get 25 between the three of them. Got Brad Miller and Cron. You got this kid Jake Bauers, who's a good player. Who's second base? And who's playing third? Who's playing shortstop? I mean, this team is terrible. Now, the pitching is good. You got Chris Archer, Blake Snell, Faria, Honeywell. Pitching's good. Colomé in the bullpen. Got no guys setting up and you got a bunch of guys who can't hit. Is this what you want to sell to people? Look, once again, I'll say this. I live in Southwest Florida. I would rather not have a team in Southwest Florida than have a bad team. If you can't afford it, why do we have so many teams? Let's contract. If we got rid of the Marlins and the Rays right now, would we be any worse in baseball? I think we might be better. Who needs crappy teams? I think it's a sham. I think it's a sham. All right, quick note also. Cameron Maybin was signed by the Miami Marlins. I think that he's certainly going to play in the outfield. They brought him into play. He's going to get about $3 million or so. Look, you've got Lewis Brinson there. You've got Derek Dietrich there. There'll be a spot for Maybin. He can play anywhere. Or certainly if you want Brinson to start the year in the minors, you can play Maybin, then bring Brinson up, and then move Maybin around. That could happen too. So there you have it. One other thing, Forrest Whitley, the Astros' top pitching prospect, 50 games for a little drug issue there. Forrest. Forrest, that's not so good. All right, let's get to the Cincinnati Reds podcast preview. At catcher, there's Tucker Barnhart. Here's what I have to say about Tucker Barnhart. He won't kill you. There you go. That's what I have to say about Tucker Barnhart. He won't kill you. Is he good? No. I'm not going to kill you. All right, Joey Votto. First base, man, the guy's a hitting machine. Just hits 25 to 30 home runs, 80 to 100 RBIs, hits 320, 330, 315, and his on-base percentage, if you play in OBP leagues, how is he not like a top 5 pick? The guy's OBP is like 454 last year, when it was 434 the year before that. This guy's a beast in OBP leagues. So, look, is he getting better? No, he's 34. He's not getting any better, but he's going to be just fine, certainly for another year or two. Scooter Gennett. I like me some Scooter Gennett here. I always play Scooter Gennett in DFS against a righty. Guy just rakes righties. Now look, last year he had 27 home runs and 97 RBIs. I don't think he's that good of a hitter, but hey, not that bad of a hitter either. So look, I think that you won't get a 27 home run here hitting year from him, but maybe get 20, maybe get 20-80, right? So there's a little regression, but not that much regression. 20-80 is still respectable. I just wouldn't look at him as a 31-10 guy. It's not going to get that much better for Scooter Gennett. At shortstop is Jose Peraza. Now, I don't know if you remember Jose Peraza last year. He went very, very high in drafts, okay? When he came over, when he had the opportunity, right? Because he came over from the Braves. He's a stolen base guy. But last year he was going very early. And he only had 23 stolen bases. I'm not sure where Peraza fits on this team. And I'm going to tell you why, because Nick Senzel is a hitter. Big time hitter. Hitting machine. Dude hit 340 in Double-A last year. The team wants him up, and they're having Nick Senzel work with Barry Larkin because they know they need somebody at shortstop. If Senzel shows any type of ability there, he's going to play. Peraza may have a very, very short stay as the starting shortstop. Now, that being said, Peraza can play second, he can play a little third, he can play a little short. He's a utility player, and that's how I want you to treat him. I want you to treat him as a utility player and not as a star, because he is certainly not a star. At third base, Eugenio Suarez, look, guy will hit you 260. He'll hit 25 home runs, 75 RBIs, maybe 80. He does exactly that. There's nothing wrong with that. Later in your draft, when you're looking for a solid bat in your lineup, Suarez fits the bill. I have no problem with Eugenio Suarez. All right, in the outfield, let's talk about Billy Hamilton. So, Billy Hamilton, over the last 4 years, home runs have been 6-4-3-4. So that's a 0, right? Nothing. RBIs, 48, 28, 17, 38. That's like a 0. The runs scored, 72, 56, 69, 85. The batting average, 250, 226, 260, 247. Not very good. So let's see. Stolen bases, 56, 57, 58, 59. This is a one-category player. One-category player. Now, in your draft, if you start your draft off with Arenado, and then you come back with, Donaldson, and then you want Billy Hamilton in round 4 or 5, I have no problem with that. But if you treat him as much more than that, you will regret it. Because he's really not that great a player. I'm trying to see where he's going in some of my drafts. I just think, let me see, Billy Hamilton. Oh, here he goes, 4th round. Harper, Lindor, Bregman, Hamilton. I wouldn't have done that. I don't think this team needed to do that because they had speed. This is from Baseball Prospectus, Brett Sarah. He had Bryce Harper, he had Lindor who steals, he has Bregman who steals. You didn't need Hamilton. But if I had a team, I'm looking at a team. All right, so this team had Kluber, Bryan, Abreu. Sure, I would add Hamilton to that. I want to add Hamilton to a team who has enough power to support Hamilton, right? If there's enough power to support him, then I'm fine with that. But otherwise, I'm not really interested in this guy at all. I'm not interested in him at all. It doesn't work for me. Okay, I'm sharing that with you. I don't really want him on my team. He's a one-category player. Let's talk about Adam Duvall. Adam Duvall is a little volatile. Now, here's why. He's got power. Light tower power. 30 home runs, 100 RBIs, 80 runs scored, maybe steal 5-6 bases. But what if I told you he's going to hit 220 this year? Would you be shocked? He'd be Adam Dunn-like. And now they're going to a four-man outfield with Jesse Winker. So you've got, I would worry about Duvall this year. The power's there, but he could be Mark Trumbo. So I'm going to avoid him. Scott Schebler, same thing. Maybe he's more of the fourth outfielder. Maybe it's Duvall, Winker, Hamilton. I don't know. But I know that Schebler's a good enough player. He has some power, but he had 30 home runs and 67 RBI, 63 runs scored, hit 233. Maybe Winker's the guy and Schebler's the fourth outfielder. My guess is that Duvall will lose some at-bats. Right, he had 587 last year. Let's give him 530. Schebler had 473 last year. Let's give him 450. Hamilton had a boatload of at-bats last year. Let's see. He had 582. Let's give him 550. And let's give Winker about 300. That's where I'm going to go with that. Now, Jesse Winker can hit. He can hit. He's ready. He's ready to play in the major leagues. Going to hit about 300. Going to hit about 15 home runs. Going to hit about 60 RBIs. Maybe more than that as he grows into being a player. But that's what I expect from him. Okay? Good, solid player. Now, let's get to the pitching staff. And this ain't pretty. This is not pretty. Ugh. First of all, there's two pitchers I like on this team and a bunch of ifs. I love Raciel Iglesias. I don't like him. I love him. I do. I love him. This guy is a hard thrower, doesn't let up a lot of home runs, strikes out a lot of guys. He just doesn't get a lot of saves because the Reds have a terrible pitching staff. So he had 28 saves last year. I think that's what he does this year. I think he's a 25 to 32 save kind of guy. And that's not his fault. If he was on the Yankees, he might save 50. But in this team, they're going to blow a lot of games for him. That's the problem. In the bullpen, David Hernandez, Amir Garrett, Cody Reed, blah, blah, blah. I hate all these guys. I mean, David Hernandez could close, right? And I think they got him in case they trade Iglesias, which could happen, by the way. He could get traded, Iglesias. If the Reds are out of it come June or July by the All-Star break, why not trade Iglesias to the Yankees and get a minor leaguer? I have no problem with that. If that happens, David Hernandez will probably close. As for the starters, I love me Luis Castillo. I love Luis Castillo. Problem is, I don't know how many innings he's going to get. He threw 89 last year in the majors, and he threw about 80 in Double-A. I think he's going to get about 170 this year. 170. Most pitchers don't get 200 anymore. So I think by September, considering they're not going to be competing, he may get shut down a little bit toward the end of the year. That's fine. He will build up innings for me in good stats until that point. But if you're looking for a guy to take you through the end of September, it's not going to be him. Anthony DeScalfani could be their number 2 starter. He's coming back from an elbow injury. But, look, this is a soft-tossing guy. Lets up a few too many home runs. He's around the plate a lot. I like him, but, he's starting pitcher 5. And I'm not liking him so much because of coming back from injury. I need to watch him in the spring. Homer Bailey, I have no interest in. None. Zero. Nada. Zero. Nada. The other 2 guys I do have interest in are Brandon Finnegan, who, this is a problem with, so I want to talk about Finnegan for a second. He was with the Royals. They made him a bullpen guy, then a starter, then a bullpen guy, then a starter, and they kept on jerking this guy around, and he never clicked anywhere. Then he goes to Cincinnati, and they made him a starter, and he was pretty good. But he's had some issues with shoulders. He's not healthy. I like him when healthy. Let's watch him in the spring. If he looks any kind of good, I'll take him late in drafts. I really like this kid, Sal Romano. So let me talk to you a bit for a second here. I'm going to read you his Double-A numbers. 156 innings, 144 strikeouts, 34 walks. Not bad. Not bad, right? Then he comes up to the majors last year and he gets blown up, right? A lot of earned runs, a lot of home runs. But I look at a guy like Sal Romano and I say, it's going to take him time, but he will figure it out. So be patient with guys like that. They're going to hit. It just may not be this year. It could be. But in 2020, if Sal Romano is a number 2 starter in the Reds, would I be shocked? No. It just may not be in 2018. Now, we're drafting now. I get that. We're drafting now. But I also want to look ahead, and if I'm in a dynasty league, I might stash Romano in a deep NL-only league and hope that in 2 years he turns out to be something, which I think he might. It wouldn't shock me. Once again, it's possible. Is it probable? No, but it is possible. So keep your eyes on guys like that. Anthony Banda from the Rays that we talked about earlier. Romano. These are guys who had minor league potential, who have not done anything in the pros and the majors, and it's going to take some time, but the pedigree is there. And if the pedigree is there, it's like with horses. If the lineage is there, the horse should be able to run. Maybe not in one race, maybe not in two, but eventually the horse runs. Okay? But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. You know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I'm going to be doing more podcast previews. You know who's coming up again? The Cleveland Indians. So we'll get to them tomorrow. Also, check out scoutdfs.com for the best in DFS information that you could possibly want. Steve Renner's going to an NHL live final. Fuego Steve to the NBA live final. We got winners at scoutdfs.com. All right, guys, this is Dr. O saying be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!